in today's video, we are going to be talking about the infamous Hush makeup. I'm sure you guys have heard of Hush and maybe even have the app on your phone, but I heard about it for the first time a couple months ago, and I downloaded the app because I was curious, and it's basically just a bunch of cheap makeup. And I had seen some videos on it, and it honestly looked pretty good, and I've been thinking about it ever since. I was like, should I order something? Should I not? And then the other day I was really itching to buy some makeup, but I didn't want to spend a ton of money, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go on the Hush app and buy some palettes because they're all super inexpensive. They range from like $10 to like $12. Like, they're all super, super inexpensive and very affordable. So if you're a girl on a budget, I would check out Hush. But yeah, I decided to try it out because I was like very curious about it. I am a sucker for affordable makeup. Don't get me wrong, I love certain high-end products, but I've always had a place for affordable makeup because when I started makeup, I didn't have a lot of money to be buying everything from Sephora. So for me, affordable makeup will always be something that I buy. Even if I had all the money in the world, I probably would still buy stuff from the drugstore because that's just me. But yeah, I was very curious, so I ordered a couple palettes and a pair of lashes, and then they threw in something free. So I'll show you guys what the package looks like. Let me just hide my like address and stuff. So I'm just going to show you the side of the package, but it's super cute. Like, when I got it, I was like, oh my god, I love the light pink. I love pink this season, so I was like, oh my god, I love the packaging. When I opened it up, I was really surprised because everything was packaged super nicely, where I feel like sometimes you order from Sephora and like everything's just thrown in a box. Like, everything was individually wrapped and there was a bunch of bubble wrap in there, so like nothing was gonna break. And by the way, I spent my own money on this and everything. I know there's like a lot of sponsored Hush videos out there. Trust me, mine's not sponsored. I literally just bought it out of curiosity. So yeah, but anyways, when I opened the package, like I said, everything was wrapped really nicely. Nothing was gonna break, which is always a plus. And I ordered a set. So they had these 4 palettes on the site for $30. So you get 4 eyeshadow palettes for $30. One thing I do want to say is Hush definitely has a lot of knockoff products. They definitely take inspiration from very popular eyeshadow palettes at the moment. So there's like a lot of inspiration from Anastasia palettes, like the Modern Renaissance and the Subculture, and Huda Beauty. And these ones, I believe the ones I got were kind of supposed to be like the Huda Beauty, the mini palettes that she came out with. At least that's what I think. But yeah, they're kind of similar. But yeah, so I decided to get these ones instead of just buying a couple individuals because it really made sense. I mean, you get 4, they were on sale, so you got 4 palettes for $30. And then I wanted the free shipping, so I bought a pair of red cherry lashes because they were $5, I believe. And free shipping, you get free shipping if you spend $35. So also you get a free product. They have you like spin a wheel, and you have like all these options. There's even beauty blenders in there. There's like a bunch of stuff. Eyeshadow palettes you can get for free. But I got a face mask, which is fine because I totally love face masks. So this is made with like honey extract and gives you moisture and nourishes your skin. So I'll definitely use this. But yeah, going on to the eyeshadow palettes, they all came in individual boxes like this, which I was very surprised about. Like, they weren't just like plain black boxes. The boxes have the same packaging as the eyeshadow palettes, which is really nice. And on the back it gives you the ingredients. These palettes are cruelty free, which is awesome. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It just gives you some information. And then these are the palettes. So I'm going to show you each palette individually, and then I'm going to jump into the tutorial parts, and then I'll finish off by telling you my final thoughts. So let's get started. Okay, you guys, so this is the first palette. This is the Aftershock palette. This is my favorite packaging out of the whole collection. It's just super pretty and colorful. So this is what the inside looks like. The first color we have is Sensation, BPM, and Light Show. Then we have Chaser, Electronica, and Drop. Then we have Plur, Tingle, and Surge. And I'll just do a couple quick finger swatches just so you can see kind of what the colors look like. I'm barely touching, and that is the payoff. So super, super pigmented and creamy. The next palette we have is the After Party palette. Super pretty packaging as well. And this is what the inside looks like. So first color we have is Blackout, Morning After, Tipsy. Then we have Strobe Light, Hairspray, and Trouble. We have Open Tab, Musk, and Invite Only. So that is those shades. Again, I'll just do a couple finger swatches for you so you can see. Super, super pretty. Okay, the next palette is the After Hours palette. This is what the inside of that palette looks like. It kind of reminds me of like Valentine's Day. Like it just has all those really pretty reddish, pinkish colors. So starting from here we have Powder Room, Hickey, Clutch, Gossip, Lustful, Flushed, Wine Stain, Eye Contact, Cabernet. So that's just a couple of those swatched. Okay, and moving on to the last palette, we have the After Dark palettes. Again, love the packaging. And this palette is so, so pretty. Definitely great for those people that love a warm eye. So we have Merlot, Cheeky, Crush on Me, Swipe Right, 24 Karat, Slip Dress, and Rosy Glow, Skin to Skin, and Arousal. So that is those shades, and again, and that is what some of those shades look like. So we are going to get started. Brows, face, and eyes are already primed, and excuse the foundation lips. I just find that my lip color goes on a lot better if I have foundation on my lips. So I have all the shadows, all the palettes opened in front of me, and I'm going to try and use at least one shadow from each palette just so we can really get an idea of how these palettes work. So we are going to start off with the color Morning After. It's just a really nice light, like peachy brown. So first thing I noticed is that these shadows do have a lot of kickback when you apply your brush into the pan, which it really is of no surprise because even high-end shadows have that, so I really wouldn't expect anything else from like a palette that's under $10, but that's what that color looks like. It's just a very light brown. It doesn't show up too much on my skin tone, but I'm just applying this in the crease. I mean, it seems to be going on pretty nicely. I just wanted to show you kind of the fallout in this shadow. You can see there definitely is a lot of kickback, but again, it's nothing that bothers me. Now you're going to go in with the color Skin to Skin. By the way, that first color was from the After Party palette. Now we're going to go into the After Dark palette, and I'm going to use the color Skin to Skin. It's very similar to the color we just used. It's just a little bit deeper. So I'm just going to apply this in the crease. This color seems to be going on very nicely. No complaints. Alright, so the next color I'm going to use is the color Slip Dress. So I'm just taking that on a tapered blending brush, and I'm just going to start by applying this in my outer corner. Wow, this color went on really nicely. Very pigmented. I am noticing some fallout, so do beware of that. So I'm not liking this brush with this shadow at all. I find it's just not applying it really nicely. I think I'm better off using a brush like this and not a like synthetic brush. I just think it doesn't capture the shadow that well. So I'm going to go in with my Morphe M537 and just kind of reapply that color a little bit and blend it out. Yeah, like already I can tell that this brush is applying it so much better. I should have known that because honestly, synthetic brushes and super powdery shadows just in the crease don't mix well. I find that they just don't apply the color as nicely as a brush like this. I'm just taking a little bit more of that Skin to Skin shade, and I'm just going to apply that to blend out the slip dress color. So I'm now going to go in with the color Hickey, which is this shade here, and I'm going to use the same brush. And I'm just going to apply this right on the outer corner. Seems to be applying really nicely, so no complaints about the Hickey color. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with my Inglot number 94 liner. This is like a really pretty champagne color, and I'm going to use this as my base for the lid color. You can see this color is so beautiful. You know, I know like sometimes in reviews people are like, oh, I won't use an eyeshadow base because I want to see how well the eyeshadow applies. But I'm just applying this how I would usually with any other palettes. And I would use either concealer as a base or something like this. So for me, this is how I test my products. I'm not going to use them how I wouldn't usually use them. I'm going to use them like how I usually would use my shadows. And I would put a base down and then apply the shadow on top. You know what I'm saying? Okay, once I have that eyeshadow base on, I'm going to be taking this color right here called Trouble. And I am going to wet my brush because that's what I would usually do with a color like this. And I'm just going to apply this color all over the lid where we put that eyeshadow base. This color is really pretty. This is like a really pretty gold. Wow. Do you see that? Wow. I am in love with this color. It's such a pretty gold. Like, I would totally use this in my freelance kit because I feel like I'm lacking in like a nice gold. Like, this is perfect. I am going to say this. I do recommend setting your eyeshadow base if you're going to be using these shadows. I can just see if this eyeshadow base was tacky. I think the shadows would go on patchy, so I just want to put that out there. But I'm going to now be taking the color Invite Only, and this is going to go on the outer corner. Ooh, this is a nice brown. And I'm kind of just blending this into that gold. I'm just staring at this eye because honestly, you guys, I'm like really shocked at these eyeshadows. They're just applying so nicely. Like, I'm really surprised. Anyways, I'm going to go in with a little bit of Arousal, which is from the After Dark palettes. And I'm just, again, going to say this, take the same Morphe brush, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of that on the outer corner. Since these shadows are very powdery, I think I would next time maybe apply foundation last. Just because I feel like I am getting fallouts. I do have a lot of powder on, so it's coming off easily, but just keep that in mind. I'm going to go ahead and do this eye and match the two together. So now moving on to the lower lash line, I'm going to add a pop of color using this palette. I'm not sure what color I'm going to use yet, but I'm going to apply my LA Girl eyeliner in Royal Blue. You can the color Light Show, which is this color here. It's like a bluish purple color. So I'm going to wet my brush and apply that color on the lower lash line. Hopefully I like the way this looks. Now I'm going to go in with the color Cheeky, which is this color here. And I'm going to apply that underneath the Light Show color just to blend it out a little bit and add a little bit of warmth. I'm going to dip back into the Light Show shade with the same brush and just kind of go over that lower lash line. Alright, so there's one thing that's bothering me with this look, and I think it's because I didn't set my eyeshadow base that well. I just kind of did like a very light layer of powder. And since these powders, these shadows are so powdery, I feel like it's very easy to catch on any like wet areas on my eye. So I do think it's very important to set your eyeshadow base. Don't put too much powder, but I think with these kind of shadows it is good to set it. But I feel like it's kind of not blended the best out here. I mean, I'm going to be applying wing liner anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But just a little trick, if you ever feel like your eyeshadows just aren't looking super blended, take your face powder. I take my MAC Studio Fix powder, and I take it on a blending brush and I just kind of blend it in that area. And I just feel like it kind of adds like a veil over that area so it doesn't look patchy or anything. Alright, so I do want to highlight the inner corner. There's not really a color in these palettes that I really want to use, but I'm just going to take this Clutch color, which is kind of like a pink champagne. And I'm just going to spray my brush and apply this in the inner corner of my eye. I'm just going to take a little bit, I'm also going to take a little bit of Swipe Right and apply that on my brow bone just to highlight it. Alright, so I'm going to go off camera and do my wing liner, apply some lashes, and just like finish up the face and lips. Everything I use will be listed down below, but I kind of want to just make this video about the shadow. And I'm going to be applying these red cherry lashes, I think. I just don't know how much I'm going to like them, but I did order these as well from the app, so I'll give them a try. But yeah, I'm going to apply my wing liner and all that, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I did finish up my makeup. Now that everything is done, I totally love the way these eyes came out. I think they're so pretty. I did apply the Red Cherry Stevie lashes. I got these off of the Hush site as well. And, you know, they're not my favorites. They're very similar to the Ardell Wispies. And I've been using like fluffier lashes lately, so these just aren't quite doing it for me. They're just like thin. They have length, but they're just not fluffy at all. So I did apply a little bit of mascara to give them a little bit more volume. With that being said, what I did like about these lashes is that the width is like the perfect width for my eyes. I always have to cut down lashes pretty significantly width-wise. It's just the way my eyes are. A lot of lashes don't fit them, but these ones I didn't have to cut. I just took them out of the packaging and put them right on, and I barely feel like I have lashes on, so that's always a plus. But yeah, overall, I really like these palettes. You honestly cannot beat the price of these, you guys. If you are on a budget and you love makeup and you want some new shadows to play with, check these out. You won't be disappointed. I mean, I got all of these for $30. 4 palettes for $30, and each palette has 9 shades. So that's a lot of shadows. So if you are a makeup lover and you're on a budget and you want to try out some cheaper eyeshadows, this is the way to go. Or if you're just starting out your freelance kit and you're going to start doing makeup on other people and you don't want to spend tons and tons of money on MAC or whatever, honestly, you could use these. No one has to know that they were so cheap. But I will say this, like if I saw this, I would not think that this palette was under $10. I really wouldn't. To me, I feel like this is a palette that like Urban Decay would have, like this packaging and everything. So, and it has a nice weight to it and has a mirror. Aside from the shadows, the quality of the packaging is really nice. So the packaging is awesome and the quality of the eyeshadows. You know, they are definitely a little powdery. You do get a lot of kickback when you put your brush into there, but that's to be expected. I mean, even with high-end shadows. And I did have a little bit of fallout, but nothing crazy. One thing I would recommend is setting your eyeshadow base. I would not use these shadows with a tacky eyeshadow base. I just feel like it'd be too patchy because they are so powdery and it would definitely catch in certain areas. So I definitely recommend setting your eyeshadow with a powder. Like you could see on my eyes, you know, they look really nice and the pigment is there. To me, one of the biggest things is pigment in shadows. I mean, obviously you want them to blend well as too, and I do feel like these blended pretty well. So pigmentation and blendability, is blendability even a word? I don't even know. But it's there. I mean, you may have to work a little bit more with blending with these shadows, but I mean, for the price, what do you expect? So that is my thoughts on the Hush eyeshadows. I'm definitely going to try out more, you know, in the future. I don't need to order any more eyeshadow for now. I mean, I have plenty of eyeshadow. I think I'm good for a while. But in the future, I definitely want to try out more and maybe do a comparison between like the Modern Renaissance, and they have a palette that's like similar to the Modern Renaissance. Maybe I'll do something like that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye.